Assalamu alaikum everybody, this is your Arabic teacher Sam and a very warm welcome to episode 28 of the Arabic with Sam podcast. This is going to be a good one. I've got a couple of big announcements actually to make on this podcast. Those of you on YouTube especially will benefit from it a little bit because I have a couple of things to show you. But those of you who are listening on the podcast, don't despair. You can come over to the Instagram maybe and have a look, or go to my website and have a look, or whatever. So so we'll get into it. So the topic of today's podcast is Arabic vocab for entrepreneurs. I thought, well, firstly, a number of people requested it for a start, because there are some, I don't know, there's just some useful vocab in there, I think. Some useful vocab for business. Obviously, a lot of people who follow my podcast listen for business reasons. People want to learn Arabic to do work or do business in Dubai and other sort of Gulf countries and stuff as well. And, I think at the moment we've got quite a funny time really at the moment with a lot of people wanting to be entrepreneurs, like a lot of young people. There's a lot of different levels really, I think, of young people who kind of want to be entrepreneurs at the moment. There are people who literally say they're an entrepreneur because they have an Instagram account. And then there's also people who have been trying for a long time to be entrepreneurs, or people who say they're entrepreneurs but it really means they're unemployed. So but anyway, it's big culture at the moment, like a lot of kind of big personalities on YouTube and stuff are like, entrepreneurs and stuff. So I thought it'll be useful, and also it's kind of a bit of a tribute actually to a friend of mine called Aqib. Aqib Ahmed. He's the founder of Entrepreneurial Muslim, and I've been working with him for nearly 6 months now, and with his team and stuff to help me get Arabic with Sam on his feet and stuff like that. And he's obviously a well-known Muslim entrepreneur and coaches people. I've had a rough time with them. I've butted heads with them over a lot of things, but but it's sort of a tribute to those guys a little bit for helping me out a lot over the past 6 months. So. Good. So the title of the podcast really is the top 10 Arabic words that entrepreneurs need to know. But we're also going to talk a little bit about my new workbook and journal of the Arabic in 60 Steps program, because I want to show it to you just because I'm so proud of it. I think it takes a bit of bravery for people to actually put something on the table and say, I'm proud of this. This is the best I can do. People often, it's very easy sometimes to say, well, I've done this, but it's not the best I can do. Do you know what I mean? To sort of reserve that for, if you say that it's something that you're really proud of, then it needs to live up to it. And this is something that I am really proud of. So for those of you on YouTube, actually, we'll get that out of the way first before we get into some of the words. But here it is. Here it is on YouTube. For those of you on the podcast who aren't listening, it's quite a chunky spiral-bound book, metal spiral-bound book. It has a colour front cover and it has a specially designed back cover, and it's the signature colours of the Arabic in 60 Steps program, orange and white, and Arabic in 60 Steps. العربية في 60 خطوة. Arabic in 60 Steps workbook and journal, and I'm just really proud of it. Students are really happy when they receive that in the post, big chunky workbook full of exercises. Obviously the contents page for all of the different steps that are in the Arabic in 60 Steps program. Loads of opportunities to even journal as you go about how your Arabic's going and your own phrases that you've picked up along the way. Loads of Arabic readings in there, really accessible sentences, good translations, even sort of sarf and morphology exercises and stuff like that too. So a really, really nicely packed book. I've got 3 on my desk right here, but down there you can't see them. I have 50 more in boxes down there, and when students join the program, I put it in first class delivery. So if you're here in the UK, you get it the next day. Literally, you join the program now as soon as this podcast finishes, and the book is in your house tomorrow, assuming it's not a Sunday or whatever. But and if you're abroad, it's usually about 5 days I think it takes to come to you. If you're in got a lot of students in Canada, Australia, USA, blah blah blah. Big shout out to you guys as well. Big shout out to California especially. A lot of students out there. So anyways, we are going to talk about my Patreon. Patreon is something I'm going to talk about at the end, but so stick around until the end. And if you're still there by the end, then you'll be the sort of person who is an ideal patron anyway. So if you're not and you leave earlier, then that's fine too. So the first word that I want to mention in our top 10 Arabic words is the word murattab, and it means to be organized. هو رجل مرتب جدا. He's a very, very organized man. Obviously, you should also be a طالب مرتب. You should also be a organized student. Organization is, I think in my whole life of studies and in work and in anything, organization is, the brain loves organization, right? So you should try your very best to be as murattab as possible. The verb rattaba is to kind of organize something or to put things in order or whatever. Good. So the next word is the word ittiqan. Itqan. Itqan means mastery. I'm pretty sure it would have the same root as the word yaqeen, to sort of have certainty over something. But but ittiqan. There's a shadda on the ta. Itqan. The word. A lot of people would think that perhaps the root is like waqana. Because we have other like Form 8 verbs that end up looking like this. We have like ittiqan, and perhaps like the noun is, perhaps the verb rather is ittaqana. And we also have the verb ittakhadha, to take something, from the verb akhadha. Sometimes in Form 8 verbs, if it's a weak letter at the beginning, or a hamza, obviously in the case of akhadha, when it's in the Form 8, sometimes the ta gets kind of doubled with a little shadda, hence why we get verbs like ittaqana and ittakhadha. But for actually the word, the verb ittaqana, its root letters are actually ya, qaf and noon. Yaqeen is a word that, as I mentioned, comes from meaning certainty, to have yaqeen in something. Good. The next word for marketing is the word tasweeq. Tasweeq. So obviously we know the word souq, right? It means a market. Even a lot of sort of English speakers who've only ever been on a holiday to Morocco or whatever know the word souq, right, as being a market, plural of which is aswaq, I believe. And so there must be like the form 2, sawwaqa, must be to market something, and then tasweeq is the actual process of marketing. I did kind of look into different kinds of marketing, right? Because there's obviously different kinds of marketing in the world. There's, I especially was interested in what Facebook marketing is. I wondered if you had something like a tasweeq al-Facebookiyya or something like that, or a tasweeq al-Facebookiyya or something like that. But you don't have that. Sometimes just kind of keep up to date with what kind of vocab is being used. Sometimes I watch like business videos in Arabic, and I watch all kinds of videos in Arabic just to see what kind of modern vocab is being used. And I've never seen Facebooky as like an adjective be used before. Like we say Facebook marketing, we mean like, and we're describing the marketing as being Facebook, right? So you would expect it to be like Facebooky, but we don't see that. We just see, we see like a tasweeq al-Facebook or something like that. Tasweeq al-Facebook, the marketing of Facebook or something like that. Very nice. Next one, the word influencer. For those of you, well, I think most of you know what an influencer is. I mean, obviously, we mean it in the context of being like an Instagram influencer. Like if you have a big audience or whatever, you have influence over people. Perhaps in the Muslim space, people like Imran ibn Mansour, Faisal Chowdhury, I'd say almost definitely Musa Adnan, Muhammad Hijab, individuals like that in our kind of sort of the Muslim space we would definitely refer to them as a mu'athir. You are a mu'athir if you are an influencer. Mu'athir. With a kasra, remember. It's not mu'athar, it's mu'athir. A mu'athir is the one who is doing the influencing. And you use that for, mu'athir. For Instagram, an Instagram influencer or whatever. And obviously influencers are important in selling stuff these days and doing marketing and stuff like that. You can sponsor influencers to promote stuff like that. No one ever approaches me. I keep on making appeals to the world. Can someone please sponsor me for something? We're going to talk about that a little bit more when I get into Patreon, actually, but no one wants to sponsor me. Social media. وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي. وسائل is the word وسائل actually means kind of the mediums. The mediums for تواصل. تواصل is sort of the connecting, I suppose. But literally, the verb wasal means to arrive, but the verb tawasul is to do with sort of connecting. It's like the mediums of connecting, al-ijtima'i, sort of social connecting. The mediums of social connecting. وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي. Social media. The word for social media. Next, we have the word for a conference. A mu'tamar. Mu'tamar. I don't really have anything more to say about that. Mu'tamar. So, good word to know, note it down. Mu'tamar. Next, the word for a CEO. What does CEO actually stand for? Chief Executive Officer or something like that? Chief Executive Officer. There's also such a thing as a COO. Chief official officer or something. CFO, chief financial officer or whatever. But in Arabic, a CEO. CEO is the big one, is the top one, I think. Like Mark Zuckerberg is the Facebook of CEO, is the CEO of Facebook. Who's one of Amazon? Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is one of Amazon. But in Arabic, it is a mudir tanfizi. Mudir is literally a director. You can use that for other types of director, but tanfizi, yeah, al-mudir tanfizi. Al-mudir tanfizi. There's alif and lam, there's L at the beginning of both the words. Al-mudir tanfizi. Next, this is a term that our brother Aqib uses a lot, is a riyadi. Riyadi is a pioneer. Yeah, I know. If you see Aqib's Facebook ads, he always talks about people being pioneers in the Muslim space or Muslim pioneers or stuff like that. But a riyadi is a pioneer of something. I like to think that perhaps I'm a pioneer of like online Arabic education. I'm definitely a pioneer of it, but it's just whether I'm a well-known one or whatever. I think you can be a pioneer of anything, can't you? But it's just whether you're a good one or not. It's a bit like, I suppose you can be an influencer. You can be a mu'athir, but it's up to the rest of the world whether you're a good one or not. You are still doing athara. You're still doing influencing, even if you only got 4 followers. Yeah. So yeah, that's a pioneer. How many have we done? Because I remember I wrote like a little list of words that would be useful for us to go over, and then I just added more to it as I was thinking about it, because I thought just some others would be useful. So we might have like 12 by the time that we get to the end, but they're all just bonuses. So cool. Oh yeah, the next one was a word for ads. Al-i'lanat. Al-i'lan. Well, an i'lan actually can just be an announcement, an i'lan. I know sometimes in my videos I might have like a little post-it note on my table, and then that's like the i'lan. I always mention that we have one i'lan, we have an announcement. Today at the end of this podcast we're going to have an i'lan. We're going to have a little announcement about my Patreon page. Yeah, but i'lanat. So you can have i'lanat. Yeah, madfu'a means that something's paid. Al-i'lanat al-madfu'a are paid ads, paid advertising. Yeah, because like Facebook ads is a big one, right? Like a lot of people do paid advertising on Facebook, and there are a lot of YouTube videos. Like the same way that in English there are loads of YouTube tutorials on how to do Facebook ads and stuff. There are in Arabic too, and they often quite just say Facebook ads, and then just write ads as in like. They put like alif, dal, sin, ads. Yeah. Facebook ads. And they just kind of use it like an English word. But yeah, so al-i'lanat al-Facebook is just Facebook ads. Or al-i'lanat al-madfu'a is just a way of saying paid advertising and paid ads in general. Very nice. Next one that's pretty useful for people who are mu'athirun is at-ta'awun. At-ta'awun. Nice kind of sort of form 6 verb. What step actually? I'm going to open up my my workbook and see which lesson we do form 6 verbs in. Ta'awun, because actually guys, if you've got your workbooks, go to page 89. The word ta'awana, the verb ta'awana, yata'awanu, and then ta'awun is the noun from it. Means to collaborate or to help, but it's like helping one another. The form 3, as in a'awana, and then form 6, ta'awana, are both to do with like reciprocity, to do with 2 groups doing a certain action to one another. There are other things that form 6 is used for, but they're most of the time used for reciprocity. You know, like there's a really, really common mistake that the media make quite often when they're translating interviews in Arabic, is translating the verb qatala as the verb qatala. The verb qatala means to kill. But the verb qatala, the form 3, which is about reciprocity, is to fight one another. So that there might be a group in Syria or whatever, and they say like we fought with Assad's army for 3 days, and rather than translating the verb qatala, they'll translate qatala. They'll translate it as we killed their army for 3 days or something. Like I've seen that so many times. Probably not an accident. But anyway, if it is an accident, just a little shout out to the translators. Learn your verb forms. One more. one more verb for us to learn before we go, inshallah. Well, not before we go, actually, before we have a very, very nice conversation about the Patron, about the project. So, the word for investment. I do not have any investments other than investments in myself. I spend money on myself, trying to make myself better at Arabic, so that I can do better lessons for you guys. So, the word for an investment is istithmar. Istithmar. A lot of you might have heard of the word thamar. Thamar, meaning like it does mean fruit, but a lot of you will have heard the word fawakih, or fakiha to mean fruits, but thamar kind of overlaps with the meanings for sort of grain and stuff as well. It's not only fruit like what we think of as fruit in English. Thamar. And we know that this is a noun from a form 10 verb, right? Usually whenever you hear ista at the beginning, it's a form 10 verb, almost always. So it's to do with seeking something. You're kind of seeking the fruits of something, is what like istithmar. Yeah, that's what investing is, right? Like you put money into something in order to seek fruits from it. That's what al-istithmar is. Al-istithmar. That's the investing. So nice. So that's what did we do? Is there 10? Did we do 10 or did we do? Yeah, I think we did do 10. Yeah, we did 10. Cool. So we're going to put that aside for a minute, and we're going to talk a little bit about Patreon, because after much deliberation and after asking and after putting out a poll on my Instagram page to see if people thought that it was a good idea or a bad idea, I have indeed created the Arabic with Sam Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/Arabic with Sam and you'll find my Patreon page. And it's an awesome opportunity for you guys to just kind of up-level your interaction with the stuff that I do, I suppose, just to the tune of $1 a month or $2 a month or $5 or $200 a month, if you want. Because a lot of you, I've been doing this for a little while now. I've been doing this consistently for a while now. I've been putting out free lessons regularly and, and answering people's questions for free, making myself available on live shows for free. And even though I do it for free and I'm happy to do it for free, it really helps make it better if a few people put their hand in their pocket. And literally, like, it's, for it to make a huge difference to the stuff that we do, it only really needs to be like a few dollars from each of you. Like if all the people who listen to the podcast, like if each of you guys, I don't know, even if half of you were to do like $2 a month, then that would change everything. That would change everything. And I think that the Muslim world need something better for Arabic. I think that it baffles me really that we don't have someone who is an Arabic teacher online, who is live and available multiple times a week, who is known by everyone, who has free courses, who has, who just has better resources and is obviously active and full time in it. And I think that we can build that together. I think that we can build something better than that together. And whilst it's very commendable for Arabic teachers to do things for free a lot of the time, like doing a good job of things costs money, unfortunately. Guys, like the microphone that I'm recording this on cost £4. Do you know what I mean? And like when there's just no money coming in from it, that we can't do something better than that. And I've said loads of times, I've made a joke loads of times about buying a Yeti mic. I don't know if you've seen, like, some YouTubers have these Yeti mics, and I've been absolutely in love with the idea of getting this navy blue one. There's this midnight blue one. And that's the first goal. Something really cool about Patreon is that you have goals, you have milestones to reach, and the first one would be getting a better quality microphone, because that would also allow me to have better interviews with guests. It feels a bit silly, when I have guests on the podcast, plugging this little lapel mic into an old mobile phone, pressing record, and then holding the lapel mic to my mouth and then theirs and then my mouth and theirs, and just to do better than that, we need equipment. Do you know what I mean? And the first goal is just $150, and we can do that. We can have professional microphone, and we can have professional standard of creating amazing podcasts, inshallah. And we have, I've set up goals. I've set up one goal for $150, one for $400, one for $500, $1,000, etc. And they just get better and better. So, we can obviously try to reach those goals together, inshallah. And there's multiple levels that you can contribute and be a patron as well, from $1 a month. And at $1 a month, you get to vote on up and coming topics for videos and podcast episodes. At $2, you get 2 votes, right? So you contribute a bit more, you get a bit more of a say. $3, 3 votes, right? So if we were to have, for example, like, I don't know, someone were to come up with an idea, different ideas for videos, perhaps like, we'll come up with the idea of doing like a brand new Arabic script course on the channel. We'll do a new Arabic script course. Or we have the idea of doing a little series on Arabic poetry by Al-Mutanabbi, for example. Or we had another suggestion to do a little series on the Palestinian dialect, right? Obviously, I'm qualified to do all of those. You know, you have the opportunity to vote on which one you think that we should do. And obviously, when there's just a little bit of money going into it, I have more time to do things like that, right? Like, you know, I would love to be creating more stuff for free. I would love to be. At the moment, like, I'm here pretty much every day anyway, but I'd love to be doing more and better quality. But, you know, unfortunately, you know, I'm just one person, right? And if, you know, and if there's nothing coming in for it, I need to be spending my time on other things that I can bring money in to provide for my family and stuff. You know, there's no reason for me to sort of beat around the bush about that or be shy or apologetic about it. We're all human beings, isn't it? And especially like if you're a dad, you've got kids, you've got a wife and stuff. That's just a reality. So, okay, so you get votes, right, for $1 or $2 or $3 a month. Next level up is if you contribute $10 a month. If you contribute $10 a month, you get to suggest ideas yourself. You yourself get to suggest ideas. So if you have an idea for something you would love for me to talk more about, but I've just never got around to it, here's your time. Yeah, if you're a $10 a month patron, then you're someone who can contribute. So contribute ideas, and then those ideas will be voted on by everyone. Those ideas will be voted on by everyone, but the people, as I mentioned earlier, who get 1, 2, or 3 votes, they'll get to vote on that too. But anybody who contributes more gets 3 votes, right? Everyone above that gets 3 votes. It's always kind of a thing. On the Patreon page, you'll be able to see it yourself. But like, you know, so every next level up will get all of the rewards of before, right? So if you contribute $10, you'll get all the rewards that the person who contributes $3 does as well, right? Next one, $20 a month. $20 a month, you're a shout-out patron. So, so at the end of all of my videos on my YouTube channel, or at least one a week I think I'll do, your name will be in the credits at the end. We'll kind of have a credits at the end of my one of my YouTube videos, and and your name will be in the credits if you're a person who contributes $20 a month. $30 a month. $35 a month. I'm going to start doing Arabic language related merchandise. I don't think there's enough of that sort of stuff, you know. I don't think there's enough kind of just merchandise that just celebrates Arabic, really. It's not specifically Arabic with Sam merchandise, specifically Arabic language merchandise, right? Like primarily the purpose of this isn't to market me, it's to market Arabic. Do you know what I mean? So I want to kind of have stickers, pens, hoodies, hats, socks. Socks have a bit of a significance. Go over to the Patreon page and read about why socks would have a particular significance. Because there's a little story about me. That's kind of sad actually, but I'll give you guys a chance to read it on the Patreon page. If you go over to the Patreon page, as I said, patreon.com/Arabic with Sam. There's a little bio. You'll see in there why socks would be significant. But anyways, so a load of merchandise like that. And if you're a person who contributes $35 per month, you'll get early access to merchandise, right? So say I'm releasing the merchandise to the general like YouTube community and other freeloaders, all the riffraff, then you'll get access to it like a month before anybody else. If you're a person who contributes $50 a month, then you'll get 50% off all of the merchandise. If you are a person who contributes $100, you'll get all of the merchandise for free. So it's like a subscription. Like every month I'll send you a new piece of merch every month. So you'll get like an Arabic language related piece of merch every month, right? Like if you're contributing $100 a month to the channel and to the project, not only will you have your name in the credits, not only will you be able to vote, not only will you be able to suggest up and coming topics that I cover on the channel on the podcast, you will also be able to, you'll also get a subscription delivered to your door wherever you live in the world, Arabic language related t-shirt, hoodie, hat, socks, pens, whatever, bag, stickers to go on your laptop and your books or whatever, anything, right? All that kind of merchandise that we'll be putting out, inshallah. Next one, okay, monthly seminar patron, people who contribute $150 a month. There's only 5 spaces for this. There's only 5 spaces, but if you're a person who contributes this, then you can suggest an idea for me to do a 30-minute seminar on for you. That seminar will go on YouTube and stuff as well, so other people can benefit from it too. But let's say, for example, like you really need me to do a 30-minute seminar on, let's see, on a few abiyat of poetry of Ahmed Matar. Yeah, let's say that you really wanted to read some of this Arabic poetry or whatever by this poet Ahmed Matar. You can say to me, Sam, this is your assignment this month, right? Do a 30-minute seminar on it. And obviously, I would do my research and I'd put together a 30-minute episode, right? And there's only 5 spaces for that, right? Because I just can't do that a lot. You know what I mean? Like if I put a couple hours of research into one of these seminars and an hour recording, then an hour of editing or whatever, then it's like 5 hours of work or whatever. So, and I just don't have many of those in my month. So, $150 for monthly seminar patrons. That's obviously really good if you're someone who's taking Arabic really seriously and you need someone like me to kind of fill in the gaps for you a little bit, or not only just fill in the gaps, expand it a little bit more. If you would like a little seminar put together for you on, whatever, right? If you wanted me to spend a 30-minute seminar teaching you 100 words, we wanted to do 30 minutes to cover 100 words, I could do that for you. So, cool, so that's another option. Next one, and this is the highest tier that you can go to. We don't have any higher tiers than this, and again, there's only 5 spaces for this as well. And it's $250 a month, and you get to be a guest on the podcast. Basically, that's one of the things. You get to be a guest on the podcast, or you have a private one-on-one session with me every month. So a private one-on-one session with me every month, or a guest on the podcast, or you probably don't want to be a guest on the podcast every month, right? And also, you couldn't be if there's 5 of you, right? So you might want to do that, but you also might not be a person who wants to do that, right? You might not want to be a person who wants to be on the podcast, because not everyone does. So you would just get to benefit from private one-on-one sessions with me. And that's it. That's all the different levels on the Patreon. It's as I said, it's about the project. It's about what we can build together. It's about how many Arabic students out there in the world we can be helping, and what sort of a thing that we can build together, inshallah. So it's not in the capacity of everyone to be supporting the revival of the Arabic language, right? It's not in everyone's capacity to be contributing to that, but it is in mine. It's not everybody's vision to change the way in which, especially the Muslim community, uphold and learn and practice and implement the Arabic language, but it is mine. So even if you can't be a person who's contributing to it yourself with your efforts, you can be with $1 a month. I think every single person who's listening to this podcast has listened to it for free for months and months on end. People who are watching me on YouTube here and have watched everything for free and asked questions for free for months and months on end. I think you can put $1 in a month. But even if you don't, that's absolutely fine. Even if you don't, no problem at all. I think if you do go over to my Patreon and you do read just the little bio that I have, or just the little kind of about section, I think you'll see that I am a person who's willing to do this even if nobody becomes a patron. I'm willing to be here and still be doing my best for years and years and years, even if none of you become a patron. So it's not that like I'm begging you to give to charity and that I desperately need it. It's that we can do something really amazing together if you're prepared to. So that's it. That's the end of my pitch. We can end the episode of the podcast there. Inshallah, we'll have some patrons on board soon, and we'll leave it up to the patrons what the later episodes of the podcasts can be. If you have some really useful ideas for what the later podcasts can be, and you're a patron, then obviously you'll get utmost priority, to suggest those ideas. So that's everything for the podcast. Those of you who are still here, may Allah bless you guys. I love you guys to bits. Those of you guys who have stuck around into this time, who have listened to me for this long and have heard me talk about my Patreon and stuff that I'm interested in. So we're going to call it a day there. I'll let you guys get on with walking the dog, or with driving the car, or dropping the kids off at football practice. And that's it. See you guys in episode 29. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.